Monday, February the 10th, 2025. Let the City of Grantville work session come to order. We're going to start off with a proclamation. Kristen, could you come up, please? Come on, right here. Don't be shy. You're not shy. So, I think I've always thought that the measure of civilization and its greatness is how we learn, and the creation of a library. We can go back to antiquity and the Library of Alexandria, right? All the way into the early 20th century, the growth of libraries in America through Andrew Carnegie's great gifts. Did everybody know that the Noonan Library was funded by Andrew Carnegie? That's why it's called the Carnegie Library. We in Grantville are very fortunate. We have a library, and a library is a great place. It's a place for learning, it's a place for knowledge, it's a place for all kinds of things. But our library is special because it is part of our community. And what makes it special is Kristen Timoteo. If you didn't know, she was named the Georgia Public Library Employee of the Year for 2024. And we're all proud of that. You should be proud of that. You work hard. So I'm just going to read the proclamation here. And I want to get my glasses off before you take the picture this time. I thought, not that I'm worried about it. I felt it is important that the citizens of Grantville and that the council recognize you for all the things you do for our community. It is so important, and we recognize you for that. A proclamation recognizing Kristen Timoteo, Georgia Public Library Employee of the Year. Whereas Kristen Timoteo serves the citizens of Grantville with her hard work and dedication at the City of Grantville Library. And whereas Kristen provides a wide range of programs to the local community to include 1,000 books before kindergarten. That is special. And whereas Kristen makes sure that her community and children are fed by providing meals for children. There are many more things she does, but I just highlighted the big ones. Now therefore be it proclaimed by Mayor Richard Proctor that the citizens of Grantville, Georgia express their warm appreciation and gratitude to Kristen Timoteo for her tireless service to the citizens of the city. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the great seal of Grantville to be affixed this 10th day of February in the year of our Lord 2025. Thank you so much. You can go home.
Yes. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Really special, folks. Mr. Grieshaber, start us off, please.
Yes, sir. The first item for the mayor and council is discussion on the second reading of ordinance number 2025-02 to repeal Article 1, Section 29-6 of the Code of Ordinances that pertains to alcohol beverages, and it needs to go. It is incompatible with other ordinances.
Any discussion? Okay.
The next item is discussion on second reading of ordinance number 2025-03 to add a new Article 4 to Chapter 8 of the Code of Ordinances to establish requirements for the proper disposal of pet solid waste.
Obviously, we need it based on what happened last week. Okay. Any discussion? Okay.
The next item is discussion on second reading of ordinance number 2025-04 to replace Chapter 5 of the Code of Ordinances on alcoholic beverages.
Discussion. Okay.
The next item is discussion on resolution number 2025-06 to accept the fiscal year 2024 audited financial statements. And let me say a word about them, if I could, please. We have gotten what is in your packet is the draft audit, and it comes with the auditor's report, which is an unqualified opinion. It states, in our opinion, the financial statements referred to above present fairly in all material aspects the respective financial position of the governmental activities, the business type activities, each major fund, and the aggregate remaining fund information of the city of Grantville, Georgia as of September 30, 2024, and respective changes in financial position and, where applicable, cash flows thereof for the year then ending in accordance with accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. Our objectives are to obtain reasonable assurance about whether financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error, and to issue an auditor's report that includes our opinions. Misstatements are considered material if there's a substantial likelihood that individually or in the aggregate they would influence the judgment made by a reasonable user based on the financial statements. That is in our auditor's report. Now, in your packet, you have page 48. And although you don't have to go to that, I will just tell you, and you can verify it by looking at it later, that our ending fund balance as of September 30th, 2024 increased by $125,852. And as a city manager, you always want to see an increase. You don't want to see a decrease, because with an increase, you know your operation fiscally is sound. I'll be happy to address any questions you might have. I would point out another page is 56, which is in your packet, where the auditor says, as part of obtaining reasonable assurance about whether the city of Grantville, Georgia, fiscal statements are free from material misstatement, we perform tests of its compliance with certain provisions of law, regulations, contracts, and grant agreements. Non-compliance with would have a direct or material effect on the determination of financial statement amounts. The results of our test disclose no instances of non-compliance or other matters that are required to be reported under government auditing standards. That's one of the sentences a city manager, a mayor, council member should always look for when they're looking at the audit. The result of The auditor's tests disclose no instances of non-compliance or other matters that are required to be reported under government accounting standards. And as I said, we got an unqualified, clean opinion from our auditor, Gerald Pentecost, who is a CPA.
Okay, discussion.
Mr. Mayor, is it possible for me to get a copy of that audit? I did not get a packet, haven't gotten a packet since October. And when I requested from the city clerk's office, I don't get all of the documents that I asked for. I don't know how I'm supposed to be able to review an audit with no hard copy. Did not get a packet for this meeting. Is it possible for me and other council members to get a hard copy of the audit?
We will be glad to supply a hard copy of the auditor,
Can I pick it up
of the
tomorrow?
audit to any council member who requests it.
Can I pick that up tomorrow, please? Do you have copies in the office?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Other questions, discussion? Okay, Mr. Ruscio.
Okay, discussion, next item is discussion on first reading of ordinance number 2025-05 to amend the code of ordinances on criminal trespass. This is to put criminal trespass in the code as an offense and define what it means when you do certain acts.
And currently, there is a criminal trespass code state of Georgia, but we feel there needs to be one for the city of Grantville as well. That is a request from the police. Discussion. Okay.
Next item is discussion on first reading of ordinance number 2025-06 to amend the code of ordinances and adopt a new section entitled Use of the City's Right-of-Ways by Public and Private Utilities, establish a permit procedure, and for other purposes. In other words, when you're going to dig or do anything in the city of Grantville's right-of-ways, you will need a permit. Not that you didn't need one before, but this puts it in our code of ordinances to alert everyone of the requirement.
Discussion. Okay.
Next item is discussion on resolution number 2025-05, pledge to practice and promote civility in the city of Grantville, Georgia. We are a city of civility, and by that we need to adopt every year a resolution to reinforce it.
Okay, discussion.
Could you describe what you're referring to?
Certainly. Just give me a moment. You will see it in your packet.
I don't have a packet.
No, it's on your screen.
I don't have a
It-
packet.
It's on the agenda packet in or on your screen. However, I will read it. I have a hard copy. City of Grantville pledges to practice, and promote civility within the governing body as a means of conducting legislative duties and responsibilities.
Okay. Any other discussion? All right, Mr. Chair.
Okay, the next item is discussion on special event permit application by Miss Emily Kitchens for, quote, the local markets on Main Street, Grantville, Georgia, for March 2025 through December 2025. I must admit, this is a pleasant surprise that this comes up, and I personally compliment Emily Kitchen for taking this on. Ms. Kitchens, by the way, you all know, has wildflower gifts and the boutique at 16 Main Street. This is an ambitious thing that she is willing to do for the city of Grantville, and we will support her wholeheartedly.
So,
Just tell us a little bit.
I have been hosting the locals market in Newman for almost 2 years, and now that I've opened the boutique, it's going to be a lot easier having everything around one location. So I would like to start the market down here at the park on Main Street, and I have a lot of good connections with vendors, and they're very excited and hopeful that this is going to happen. And I would like to get food trucks out there, and I do activities for the kids. So I'm hoping that, to bring the city together and give us some more things to do.
Yes, absolutely.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
So we'll make sure to promote it through social media on our pages.
Okay.
We don't really have a city page. And then just hopefully everybody watching this tonight on YouTube, that they're understand where we're heading. So we're going to really get it promoted out there. Thank you so
okay,
much.
could you tell us a little bit more about how it's gonna operate? Will it be every day? The hours it'll be?
I would
There.
like to do one Friday evening a month and one Saturday in the morning into afternoon. And that'll be once per month as well.
The schedule's in the packet.
I don't have a packet, thank you,
It was in our email.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Just appreciate it.
Next item for your consideration is discussion on special event permit application by the Supervisor of Parks, Recreation, and Special Events, Shelley Smith, to host a community Easter egg hunt from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday, April the 19th, 2025.
All right. This is something we do every year, so I don't think there's much difference discussion to it. So, any questions? Thank you, Shelley, for doing this. All right.
Next item is discussion on resolution number 2025-07 to recognize February as Black History Month.
All right. Discussion on that.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I had requested that this be placed on the agenda, and thank you so much for doing that. My only additional request, is that some way we could approve this at this meeting? This is for the month of February, and our next meeting is toward the end of the month, so I was thinking if we could approve it tonight, that would be, we have ample time to promote it, and it's encouraging the community to join in the celebration and recognition of our diverse heritage, and to continue efforts to create a world that is more just, peaceful, and prosperous for everyone. So that's the declaration in this resolution, and it's for the whole month of February. I'd like to make a motion that it be approved tonight, if I can get a second on that.
So unfortunately, this is a work session, we don't advertise any voting, we can't vote. It will have to wait 2 weeks, but as I may make a suggestion to you, that you do this every year, which is great, let's just do it in January. Don't wait for February.
So I can't get a second on that motion?
There's no motion can be made, no one can vote tonight.
I made the motion to
motions
approve it
cannot make a
tonight.
motion,
It's
We
not a
can't
proper
vote.
motion because it's not a business.
it's not a business meeting, it's not a
business.
regular meeting.
Or the other option in the future to keep in mind would be to do it as you did in recognition of Ms. Timoto earlier, would be to do it as a proclamation.
A mayoral
rather than a
proclamation, but that would be
resolution.
an oral proclamation.
That requires a vote, but since it does, can only be acted on in your meeting later this month, unfortunately.
Yes. So just remember that for next year, just do it in January. That way it's done at the end of January and February's set to go. Because we can't vote tonight. It's not advertised, it's not a regular city council meeting. And what he's talking about, I could have done it as a mayoral proclamation, but it wasn't really brought that way. So we're just gonna have to wait 2
Well,
weeks.
this meeting was advertised as a special meeting, and I was kind of hoping,
Well,
I
that
saw
was a
that
mistake.
advertised as a special meeting, and I said, well, we can
Well,
approve it.
it's not. It was a mistake, a typo. So that happens. So, all right, any other discussion this evening on that? Seeing how the business of the evening is concluded, we are adjourned.
Y'all like this weather? I know. He's been sick. I don't know what it is. I think it's because he won't eat right.